Kind of like a pit crew.
How'd they do?
Good.
Good stop.
Except for we're 7 minutes late.
Yeah. Well, that's not on them. That's on me. Yeah.
What's that? Oh, it is.
He was in a good mood today.
I'll make up for it.
All right, without further ado, I'm going to introduce our next guest and get out of your guys' way. Joining us now at Kansas Speedway is Matt Kenseth, driver of the number 20 Dollar General Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing. Matt, still 2 chances to win and advance into the eliminator round. Kansas represents as good an opportunity as any place you've won twice before. Just talk a little bit about your approach this weekend. You've had a strong car recently. This is a place you've had success. Obviously, that has to give you guys a little boost heading into the weekend in the situation you're in.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's really no different. I mean, we show up and try to do the best we can every week. Same this week. Obviously, a win moves you on, but I don't feel like it's a must win. Make it easier if you could win, but just try to do the best we can today to qualify as good as we can, and hopefully start up front and get working on the race tomorrow, and hopefully be up front Sunday.
All right, great. We'll go ahead and open it up. We'll start right here in the front with Todd and go back to Bob.
I've been asking some guys what they thought about the new chase format, and they said, well, if they were looking for TV drama, they got it. If you can get Matt Kenseth to start a fight, then you've really accomplished something. So just what are your thoughts on the chase format and the emotion of it last year, and do you guys like the change?
Man, I can hardly remember last week, much less last year. So, certainly I think the chase last year had a lot of drama in a lot of different ways. I mean, besides some of the conflicts that drivers had, you had a lot of, you had a couple different rounds at least come down to a guy having to win that last race and doing it, to get to the next round. I think with, Brad at Talladega and Kevin at Phoenix, Kevin again at Dover this year. So, I mean, I think that stuff certainly is, creates more interest, more things to watch, more drama, however you want to look at it for sure.
We'll stay over here on the left with Bob and then jump over to Pete.
Bob Hockers, ESPN. The last time we talked to you, you really hadn't seen a replay. Did you look at replay from last week? What'd you think? And do you have to either hold back any sort of frustration or get in a mindset of you have to let it go if you're racing close to Newman again?
Yeah, I didn't watch it yet, to be honest with you. I still haven't seen it. It was a busy week. We were in Phoenix all week testing, and I just didn't watch it, to be honest with you. So Ryan and I have always got along really well. We've always raced each other really well. Since we wrecked, I most likely wasn't clear. So I'm sure it was. I'm sure at the end of the day it was my fault. Like I said, I still haven't watched it, or seen it. But neither Ryan nor I, either one of us wanted to be in that position. I mean, it hurt both of us. So you can't really do anything about last week. Just try to be smarter and try to if there's a problem, try to fix it with that driver and move on. No, I think it's the same, really. I mean, I really do. I know I say that, and a lot of people don't believe it, but yeah, I mean, the rewards are greater if you win, obviously, and I don't know if the penalty's worse or not, from wrecking last week, no matter what the chase format is. I mean, we had a lot of things that got us to where we were there. We just had a lot of things kind of go wrong, between losing track position, sliding through a pit stall, and getting wrecked, and then hitting that oil and wrecking again, and then blowing a tire and wrecking again. So we just had a lot of things go wrong. But that was last week, and you just move on. We had a really fast Dollar General Camry, led some laps around the pole. We feel like we should have that speed here, hopefully. So we're just going to work hard to try to hopefully get our car running like that again, and hopefully be in that position and be able to capitalize on that.
All right, Pete, and then over here to Mike.
Pete Pizzoni, MRN.com, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio. You mentioned the test in Phoenix. How did it go? And when you do that in the middle of a chase, is it good or bad? Does it take your mind off of this, or does it not matter?
Well, I think it's always good to get some track time. It's funny, we were talking about the other day, they made a no testing rule for this year, and I think we tested more this year than we've ever tested. So it's, I don't think it's been a big cost savings for anybody, but it's a 3-day test is a long time. And it's 100 degrees out for 3 days. So I don't know how much you're going to learn, necessarily for November, but still don't get a lot of testing, a lot of track time. So I think anytime you can get that, you take advantage of it.
All right, over here to Mike, and then back up to Dustin.
Mike Hember, USA Today. Matt, I think going into the chase, most people looked at JGR and Penske as sort of the co-favorites. Now a couple of you guys have got some big ground to make up. You still look at the team as a major favorite for the championship?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's a very different format. You look at, Jimmy with the problem he had, and he's out. If it's a 10-race deal, he might not be out. You can usually have a mulligan in this format. Depending what your competition does, you can't. But 2 races, I mean, if it happened to us in one race, it can happen to anybody, in this race or the next race. So I really, besides you guys asked me, I really haven't thought about it a lot. Got through last weekend, went through and, worked on closing Charlotte down on Monday, and kind of went through, all our notes, what went wrong, what went right, what we did good, what we need to do better, just all the normal stuff, and, closed the book on that and worked on Phoenix this week, and at the same time, worked on Kansas and get ready for this.
Dustin
Long, NBC Sports. Matt, you're one of about a half a dozen guys who over about a 2-3 year period made switches to teams and have had a lot of success and are having success here in this chase. Obviously, when you make a change, that's what you want to better yourself. But how did you go through that process? Is this as good as it could have been, and how it's turned out for you? And if you look at it around some of the other guys that have had success, it almost seems like this is a Teflon class where good things have happened to guys that have made these changes, and that doesn't always happen in this sport.
Yeah, I mean, I think it depends on a lot of different things. I think it depends, if you're the one making the change, or if you're being forced to make a change, if you got to pick out where you're going, or if you just, that's all that's left, so you had to take it. I mean, I think there's just so many different circumstances there. I think certainly, and thinking about myself and Kevin, kind of just for different reasons, but felt like it was time to do something else, and had the opportunity that we wanted, come up, and to be able to go do that with the personnel you wanted, and the opportunity you wanted, all that stuff. So did I expect to run as well as we did, or we have so far? I don't know. It'd be hard to expect that. 2013 was pretty spectacular. This year has been really overall also, no matter what happens. So, but certainly that's what you hope for. And if you didn't think you could do better and be in a better situation and be more competitive, more successful, happier, all those things, you probably, wouldn't do it. Joey's case only he can speak on that, but for him it worked out great too. So it was one of them odd situations where it worked out really good for me, and it actually worked out really good for him too. I think getting a fresh start and getting some people around him that really believed in him and what he was doing and all that. And obviously it's been great for his confidence, great for his performance, and since he's been there, he's been one of the guys to beat. Well, again, I mean, everybody's situation is different. I can only speak to mine, and in my situation, I don't think it was necessarily that I wasn't wanted where I was. It was just, again, this is 3 years ago. We're going back quite a bit in time here, but it was just, there was a multitude of reasons, but it was just time for me to go try something else, and the opportunity that I wanted was there for me to try. At the same time, my deal was ending over there, so just everything lined up, and the timing and the group I wanted to be with and all that stuff. So it was just for me, it was easy decision, but it's different for everybody.
All right, we'll come back up for our final question over here on the left.
Matt, David Scott from the Charlotte Observer. Can you describe the low downforce package, driving it, and how it's different and why it's better, and just your thoughts on the change?
Well, I mean, not being smart, but it just has less downforce, so it has less grip, basically. Your corner speeds are slower, your acceleration is a little bit more. Since they took away the horsepower, it gives you some of that acceleration back because you have less aerodynamic drag. So basically, there's just less grip, less ill aero effects behind other cars, back in traffic, and all that. So I think it gives you definitely more opportunities to pass if you catch a car, especially at some of these tracks that are very aerosensitive than what we currently have.
All right, Matt, thank you for joining us. Best of luck this weekend.